Hi guys, welcome to the first day of the third week of December, and today I have decided to read Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. I basically have two copies of this book. One is a paperback that I showed when I was selecting my TBR for this week, and then I saw that I also have this hardcover, which is quite beautiful. And I got this in a secondhand bookstore. So I decided to read the hardcover version because it has been a long time that I have read a hardcover. Hence, I went for this one. The two main characters of this book are Iris and Rowan, and they are young journalists in a world where gods wage war against each other. And due to some circumstances, they find themselves entangled in a dangerous game. Sparks start flying between them from the very beginning, and they form a very dangerous connection, a bond that is beyond time and space. Together, they dive into the world of gods and magic, and they go through a deadly journey together where they have to make some heart-wrenching decisions as they pass by. Now the question is, can their love conquer all, or will the darkness tear them apart? The only thing that is kind of making me a little bit skeptical of whether I will be able to finish this book or not is how small the font size is. Like, this is a hardcover, and for reference, this is the sides of the hardcover, but look at how small the font size actually is of this book. I am currently at page number 54, and I have to go through a lot to finish this book, like this chunk. So I will not talk much. I'll just go and start reading. I'll see you guys in the evening or night, hopefully after finishing this book. Till then, stay tuned. Bye. My health is kind of deteriorating, and both of my nasal passage are blocked. I am slightly coughing, but it is not that much. But my determination to finish one book every day is not wavering at all, because guess what? I finished reading Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross, and this was a very good decision, guys. I am so happy that my weekend is starting on such a good note. I have given this book 4 stars. And absolutely, this hardcover has made my reading experience a lot better. Let's talk about this book. This book is such a beautiful romantasy, and the banter in this book was so good. I am so happy, guys. This book transported me into the world of gods, magic, and obviously forbidden love. It is currently 7 p.m. and look at this thickness. In the morning, I was complaining that the font size of this book is a little small, but I flew through this book. You know why? Because of the beautiful twists and turns, and the way the author has placed those twists and turns in this book was so good that I was on the edge of my seat throughout this whole novel. The concept of this world was so beautiful and whimsical and magical that I would love to live there for one day, because things were happening. Okay, it was a chaotic world. I love myself some peace. I cannot survive there, but I will really love to experience one day in that world. But unfortunately, I can't. For me, the strength of this book was the rivalry that was going on between Iris and Roman. Apart from the beautiful and magical fantasy world, sometimes their storyline was quite frustrating, not gonna lie, but it was so heartwarming at times that I was sometimes on the verge of snatching my hairs, and on the other end, I was curling my toes because of how cute these two people are. So, will I recommend this book? Abso-freaking-lutely, if that is a word. This is a beautiful romantasy, and if you are willing to read something different from the other romantasy novels, then definitely this is a good choice. This book is delightful, this book is addictive, and this book will absolutely steal your heart. I just wish that I could annotate this book, but I will definitely be reading Ruthless Vows, and then I will be annotating both Divine Rivals and Ruthless Vows together. So I'll do that later, but I am really happy, that I read a romantasy that is quite different from others, because guess what? Powerless is actually a copy of a lot of books, and I am planning to do a dedicated video on that. So wait for that. After finishing this challenge, I do have a lot of content that I have planned, but just because I have to finish one single book every day, I'm not getting much time apart from reading and recording these videos. So bear with me a little bit, guys. In January, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna do all of the wrap-ups. I'm gonna talk about all of these controversial topics. So stay tuned for that. And for now, I'll see you guys tomorrow with a new book. Till then, stay tuned. Bye. Hi guys, welcome to yet another day that is gloomy, and I guess this is the perfect day to start a Stephen King book. Do not mind my appearance because I look like shit, but it is very, very cold in here. I have to protect my ears, and that's what I'm gonna do, but I am very, very, very excited to finally read Misery by Stephen King. I have read a little of this book. I'm currently at page number 106, and I will be starting chapter 35. Let me tell you a little bit about this book. The concept of this book, first of all, is very unique, and I loved it from the very beginning. This book is about Paul Sheldon, and he is a best-selling writer who unfortunately while traveling comes across a car accident and he wakes up with all splinters and injuries. When he wakes up, he sees that he is in the remote mountains of the home of his rescuer Annie. The good news is Annie is a nurse and she has painkiller drugs. The bad news is she is obsessed with Paul. She considers herself as Paul's #1 fan, and when she finds out what he did with her favorite character in the novel, she is not happy. She is not happy at all. Now I understand why people hype about this author. I am loving this book so far. It is very chilly outside and this book is definitely giving me chills. So my plan for today is to stay in my bed and read, and I'm definitely gonna do that. So I'll see you guys in the evening with the update, or maybe late at night because I have a lot to go through. So bear with me and stay tuned. Bye. I finished it. This book was a beautiful experience. I am so freaking happy right now. This book was dark, this book was gloomy, this book was disturbing in all of the good ways. And after finishing this book, I just went out for a walk, okay, to clear my mind. A lot of things were going on in my mind and I was just shocked to my core after reading this book. I just wanted a clear headspace to talk to you guys about this one. It is currently 7:30 p.m. and I am so happy to tell you that I am giving this book 5 stars. You know what? I was very skeptical to read Stephen King's work before is because what if I don't like the book? What if I cannot understand his writing? Because the same thing happened with me when I was a child and I mistakenly picked up an Agatha Christie novel and I understood nothing in that book, okay? So I wanted a bit of my brain to develop so that I can at least comprehend what is going on in this book, and I'm so glad that I waited for some time and I read this book and I am in love with his work. Now I understand why he is called the father of horrors and thrillers. This is the best book that I have read in the month of December. I have not read a lot of horror novels before. I am quite new to this genre, but I can definitely tell you that this is a masterpiece. Not only there are few horror elements in this book, but this book is a beautiful, beautiful thriller. The way this author has portrayed Annie's character made me afraid of nurses. It was terrifying and fascinating. It's like I cannot stop smiling after reading this book. This shows how skillful the author is. It's like I am afraid of Annie in this book, but I am also in awe with the way this author has written about her, the terror he has portrayed to the readers about Annie, and the way I have felt that terror, you guys. One thing I can tell is that this book does not have much horror elements. This book has dark elements, obviously, but I will categorize that into thriller genre. So if you are looking for a dark and eerie but very twisted thriller that will sometimes give you small glimpses of it being a horror novel, then definitely and absolutely go for Misery by Stephen King. Also, if you are someone like me who is a little bit skeptical to start Stephen King's work, or if you are afraid to start Stephen King's work and do not want to read chunky novels by him, then definitely you can go for this book. The writing style is quite simple, plus the book flows very easily and it is a very fast thriller as well. So definitely you will enjoy this book. I highly recommend this one. I'm so happy, guys. I am so freaking happy that I am reading such amazing books. Yes, in the morning when I wake up every single day, I look at my books that are pending and then I start procrastinating a little bit, thinking that okay, I do have to start a new book. But once I get my hands on the books and I start reading, majority of the books that I have read in this challenge are turning out to be so good, and I'm feeling so happy that I am reading all of these books in such a short span of time. I cannot even imagine that these books would have been on my shelf gathering dust. BookTube definitely has brought a new light to my life, and I am very grateful to you guys for always supporting me, taking some time out to watch my videos. You don't know, guys, you guys motivate me the most to shoot, edit and upload videos. Even after having such hectic days, I come back home and I read books just because I want to shoot and I want to upload on time. And it has also made me read more books, which is always good, right? So with that happy note and a note of gratitude, I will just go and marinate my thoughts around Stephen King, and obviously I'm going to Amazon and adding a few Stephen King novels in my cart because I definitely want to read more works by him in the future. I'll see you guys tomorrow with a new book and new updates. Till then, stay tuned. Bye! Hi guys, it is another day of the vlog. I do not have the courage to open any of the windows because it is a very windy day, and cold and windy is a very deadly combination. So what I have decided for today is I will be reading Ghosts by Dolly Alder Alderton because I have heard that this book is cozy. Plus, this book also gives a reality check to the people who are reading it. I am currently at page number 70 in the middle of a chapter, and look at the font size. It is quite small and I have to go through a lot before finishing this book. So let me tell you a little bit about the story of this one. The main character of this book is Nina, and she is in her early 30s. She has a thriving career, she has supportive and loyal friends as well, and a new love interest, Max. But beyond everything good going on in her life, there is something that is still broken inside her. As she is struggling to get into the life of an adult, Nina goes on through so many emotions. For example, the pressure of aging and how aging can kind of make you insecure sometimes. And also she goes through friendships that fade away. And on the other hand, her father's health is also declining. So in all of these situations, will Nina be able to find a life and start a new phase with Max? That's the story of this book. And oh my god, guys, now I understand why people love Dolly Alderton. And this book is definitely turning out to be a very beautiful book, and I am loving it so far. So what I'm gonna do now is I will be choosing my favorite place to read, that is my bed, and I will snuggle with my comfy blanket and this book and have a great time. I will see you guys in the evening with the update. Till then, stay tuned. Bye! Hi guys, welcome to the evening update, or you can say late night update. It is currently 8:30 p.m. and I have finally finished reading Ghosts. I absolutely fell in love with Dolly Alderton's writing, and I am giving this book 5 stars. This book is a witty and poignant exploration of love and heartbreak. The author has captured the anxiety and insecurities of modern women so beautifully in this book that instantly I fell in love with the story. The main character Nina is very relatable and I could instantly connect with her. In this book, I went on a journey with Nina where she was discovering the complexities of love, loss, and also self-discovery. Her journey in one hand can be heartbreaking, plus the author has infused humor in this book that I was not expecting, which was a really nice surprise, and it made the book better. This book talked about one of the most prominent issues that a person is going through when it comes to modern love, and that is being ghosted, which is quite common in this modern age where we kind of rely on dating apps for love. And every person out there who was, is, or will be on dating apps was, has, or will be ghosted at some point of time, and it has become quite common. But it kind of scars us sometimes, and the author has added humor to that as well, which really resonated with me. However, the one thing that I wanted more from this book was the exploration of themes like this. Actually, I wanted the whole book to be about these things. However, since there was a romance plot going on, I do feel like the romance plot was taking its time to develop, and sometimes it was becoming the main plot, which is okay. It's just that I was enjoying the exploration of these kind of things more, so I was expecting that more. But also, I really loved reading about the romance in this novel as well. Also, one of the most beautiful things in this book is how the author has portrayed female friendships. The bond that Nina shares with her female friends was very heartwarming to read, and it seemed quite authentic as well. Also, there is another angle that I really loved reading about in this book was how complex her relationship was with her mother. This book also talks about the complexities of family relationships, and I really loved reading that aspect of Nina's life as well. This book is a beautiful amalgamation of an entertaining and emotionally draining read. You do not need to be in your late 20s or in your early 30s to relate to Nina. I feel like everybody who is reading this book and is a teenager as well can relate to Nina, and that is the reason why I will highly recommend this book. I am very happy today because after a long time I read about a character whose depth was so good in this story that I kind of felt emotionally attached to her, and it made me quite happy. So today I am in a very good mood, and with that I will be signing off for today. I will go and have dinner, and then after midnight I'll start reading another book. I don't know, because I think that I am on a fast reading journey now. I am finally enjoying this process of reading 31 books in 31 days. It's a good experience now after struggling the last week. I just hope that this week goes on like this, and with that note, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning with a new book. Till then, stay tuned. Bye! Hi guys, welcome to the third day of the reading vlog, and today I am reading an author that I am very afraid to read because her past book was something else. I did not like reading that, but since this book is in my TBR, I thought of going for it. And the book I'm talking about is The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. I have not done much reading since the morning because I have been just running from gym to work and all of that. So after all of the shenanigans of my life, I finally took some time out in the afternoon to read. I am currently at page number 40, but I am in a position to tell you guys about the story of this book. So here we go. This book has one of the most unique and cool concepts that has been mixed with romance, and that is a time loop. The main female character's name is Emily, and she is cursed with the worst Valentine's Day like ever. She is trapped in the same day in a time loop, reliving the same day of heartbreak and betrayal. But as she is reliving this day over and over and over again, she is forced to confront her own insecurities and fears. So she will need full strength to break this cycle and have a new path for her life. But as she starts to see a new hope rising, a new challenge appears. Now the question is, can Emily seize that hope and change her life for the better good, or will she be stuck in the same loop over and over again, living the most painful day in her life? The concept sounds pretty cool, right? And to be very honest, guys, this book is not bad. I'm really liking this one, and finally I was looking for the magic of Lynn Painter, and it is here. I am very, very happy about it, and I have not read a romance that has this concept before, so definitely this is a refreshing read. I will go and read and finish this book because I have a lot to go through, and the first half of this day is already over, so I need to rush. I'll see you guys in the evening with the update, so stay tuned for that. Bye! Hi guys, welcome to the evening update, and I am so happy because finally I understand why people are praising Lynn Painter. I absolutely love this book, and I love this book so much that I'm giving this book 4.5 stars. You know, I don't understand what is happening with me because the same thing happened with me when I was reading an Ali Hazelwood book. The first book was such a bad experience, and then I loved the second book that I read by her. And the same thing is happening with Lynn Painter for me. The concept of this book was so nice that from the very beginning I was hooked into the story, and I do not regret reading a single word from this book. This book also reminded me of the 7 Years Slip by Ashley Poston. You know how she infuses magic with romance, and this book is also doing the same. It is a perfect blend of humor, heartbreak, love, and a little blend of magic. I absolutely loved reading about Emily, who is the main female character of this book, and I felt an instant connection with her. You know, I was emotionally invested with her throughout this journey. This book made me laugh, this book made me swoon, and this book definitely made me cry a little bit when Emily was going through hardships. The way this author has balanced humor and the points that are emotionally very sensitive is quite commendable, and I really loved reading her writing as well. This book took me a little time to finish because I was absorbing everything that I was reading in this book, but I do not have any complaints. It is currently 8:30 p.m. I am completely exhausted, but I am content and happy. The only reason why I have not given this book 5 stars is because of the side characters. These side characters kind of felt one-dimensional, and that is the reason why I have reduced my rating a little bit. Apart from this flaw, this novel is really good, and I really loved reading this book, and I will definitely recommend this book to you guys. Also, if you are someone who wants some element of science in a romance novel, then definitely go and check out this book. I can guarantee that you will end up loving it. I am always in hunt of romance novels that are somewhat, a little bit different from the other romance novels, and books like these make me come back to the genre again and again, and I do not have any regrets. And with that note, I'll sign off for today. I'm very tired. I'll just go have dinner and I'll sleep. I'll see you guys tomorrow with the new book. Till then, stay tuned. Bye bye. Hi guys, welcome to yet another day of the reading vlog, and today I am reading Shatter Me finally, and I am almost halfway through this book. You can say more than halfway because I am currently at chapter 32, page number 210, and I have only this part left to finish. So let me tell you guys a little bit about this book. The world of this book is ravaged by despair and disease, and Juliet, who is the main character of this book, is the prisoner of her own extraordinary power. Her touch was once innocent, but now it is a deadly curse. Scientists are in awe with the power that she holds, and they are trying to find the science behind this, why she is having these powers. She has a genetic anomaly which can be a huge gift, but it has also doomed her to complete isolation. The world of this book is about to end. It is in the brink of annihilation, and here comes the re-establishment, which is a ruthless organization which wants to use Juliet's powers for their own sinister deeds. But Juliet, even though is a broken soul, has a heart of gold, and she wants to use her abilities for the betterment of people and not to hurt them. So Juliet has two options now. She can either be the source of destruction, or she can be the only beacon of hope that can save the humanity. So in this book, we go on a whimsical plus very bumpy journey with Juliet, where we see her struggling and also also trying to discover herself in the process. Today, I did not go to the gym, and that is the reason why I read so much of this book. And let me tell you guys, this book is flying super fast, and the world of this book is not very complicated. It is quite straightforward. So, for now, I will go and start working again, and I will see you guys after I finish this book, hopefully in the afternoon itself, because I am almost done. I have a lot of things to talk about, so stay tuned for that. Bye. It is currently 6 p.m. and I don't know why the dogs around me have gone crazy, but I finished reading Shatter Me and I did not like this book that much. I have given this book 3.5 stars. I had a lot of expectations from this book, guys. People were raving about this book like anything. Recently, there was another wave of popularity surrounding this series, and I was seeing this series every freaking where on social media. But unfortunately, no. The premise of this book was so freaking interesting that I was instantly dragged into the story, but the execution was so bad in this book that I was just waiting to finish this book, to be very honest. One thing that really helped me to go through this book was the font size. Look at how big the font size is, plus there is a lot of space between two lines. This generally happens in young adult novels, and I was also very intrigued to know what's gonna happen next because, as I said, the plot was really interesting. Another thing that was very icky for me were the repetition of sentences, and the writing also felt very blotchy. I don't know whether this series will get better, will the writing get better or not, but unfortunately this book, the writing felt so bad in this book that it felt like literally a young adult has written this book. And I have read other works by Tare Mafi and I really loved those. So I don't know what happened with this one. Throughout this whole book, there were so many metaphors being used that it really felt like the author was trying to push this feeling to the readers that yes, I can write, and that was hindering my process of reading as well. Now let's talk about the strength of this book. I really love the character Adam and his unwavering love for the main female character Juliet. The formation of their relationship seemed a little rushed, but it was really heartwarming. Unfortunately, Juliet on the other hand was a mixed bag. She had self-doubt in the beginning and she was kind of naive in the beginning, but she was repeating the same things again and again and again in the story, making my reading experience a little bit tiresome. And on the other hand, there was a love triangle that was there in this book. I will not be telling you guys about the name of the character with whom the love triangle was there because that might be considered as a spoiler, so figure it out when you are reading this book. The love triangle felt forced. It felt like the author has just put the love triangle to make the story a little more interesting. However, I would have really appreciated if the author would have added that effort in the development of Adam and Juliet's relationship. Overall, this book was a decent novel. This book had a lot of discrepancies, but just because of the plot, I have given this book 3.5 stars, and this book is definitely a maybe recommendation from my side. Will I be continuing reading this series? I think so. I will give a chance to the second book and see whether I like that book or not, and then I will decide whether I want to finish the whole series. So there's that. But if you want to read a light-hearted young adult romantasy, then you can go for this book. But there are other books like The Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard, and then we also have Powerless. You can go for those books instead of this one. So this is completely upon you whether you want to read it or not. And with that, I am done with my thoughts of this book. And to be very honest, guys, just because this book was a little small, I was able to finish this book. Otherwise, I don't know what I would have done if this book was big. But I am done for the day at a very early hour. So that's a very good thing, I suppose. I can, rest my mind a little bit before starting a new book tomorrow. So stay tuned to see what I read tomorrow. Bye! Hi guys, this is not a bookish update, but a bookish update. So I tried reading The Iron Raven by Julie Kagawa, but this book is not landing for me and I think that I will be DNFing it. I tried reading this book for a few days, but it is not working for me. So I have decided that I will read a new book because I want to read one book every single day. I don't want to just DNF a book and call it a day. So I will be reading one book from my fall TBR and I will be replacing it with The Iron Raven. Quite disappointing, but it is what it is. So let's see what book I will be reading instead of The Iron Raven. What is it? Oh, it is the Dekagon House of Murders by Yukito Ayatsuji. This is a Japanese translated thriller fiction. So I'm really happy with it because I was sincerely looking for a thriller. So there's that, and I'll update you guys once I start reading this book. Bye. Hi guys, welcome to another day of the reading vlog. And today I want to do something different. Even though I have the paperback of this book, I do want to read this book on my Kindle so that I switch formats, and that might help me to get through this book faster. I have been reading paperbacks back to back, and hence I made this decision. So I got the Kindle version of this book, and I am at chapter 3. I am past page number 65, which is close to 28% of this book. And now let me tell you about the story of this book, because I do feel that this is the perfect time I can talk about this book a little bit without giving you any spoilers, because this is a thriller, right? So I don't want to give you much about the story. I want you to go as blindly as possible if you are willing to start reading this book. So here is the story of this novel. The book is set in a secluded island called Sujonima, which has a dark history of unsolved murders. The mystery club of a college decides to go to this infamous island for their annual trip to make things spicier. And everything starts going south when one of the members of the club turns out to be dead. And slowly, members of the club start dying. So there are two conclusions. One, there is someone on the island who is killing the members of the club, or there is someone in their club who is twisted enough to kill their own friends. Trapped and terrified, the members of the club have to unravel who the killer is and also know the killer's twisted games before one of them becomes the next victim. As the body count of dead people start rising, the remaining club members start becoming more paranoid. Accusations start flying and friendships are definitely tested. I am also loving the fact that each death is coming up with new clues that the other members of the club have to go through to unravel what is actually happening, and that is definitely adding more depth to the story. I have started getting chills, and I simply cannot wait to see where the story is going. Also, on the other hand, the story of this book is quite easy to get into, but since this is a translated fiction, the language and the pacing seems a little blotchy. However, I am also very excited to see who the killer is and what is actually happening in the island, and I simply cannot wait to reach the climax of the story where I know that everything will unravel and it will not be present. I also am expecting a lot from the characters of this book, because when you are desperate and when it comes to your life, then people can go to any extent to save themselves. I want to see that desperation in the characters. Till now, I am really loving this book. Without any further ado, I'll go and jump back into the story because I have a lot of things lined up for today. It is currently 9 a.m. in the morning. I don't know when I will be getting time after 10 a.m. but I am determined to finish this book by today. So let's see what happens. Keeping my fingers crossed. I'll see you guys in the evening with the update. Till then, stay tuned. Bye. Hi guys, welcome to the midnight update, because it is way past 12 and currently it is 1:30 a.m. So yes, I was not able to finish this book within one day, but I finished it. I did it, guys. I did it. I finished reading The Dekagon House Murders, and I am giving this book 3.5 stars. The first thing that I knew about this book was this is not a popcorn thriller like the mainstream thrillers that we read. Since this is a translated novel, I knew that I will take time to finish this book, and exactly the same thing happened. However, I am really glad that I ended up reading and finishing this book. Even though this book was not that great, it is definitely not a 5-star read, but it was a decent thriller. I am reading this subgenre of thriller for the very first time. It is called locked room mystery thriller. I went to Google and searched the genre. I'm not making this up. It is available on the internet, and it was quite a refreshing experience, you guys. Plus, the way the author has blended physics with mystery was a very surprising yet very fresh concept that I really liked in this book. However, I also feel like since I am accustomed with reading popcorn thrillers and I really love fast-paced thrillers, the pacing of this book was a little bit slow, and because of that my rating of this book has decreased. I am not going to talk about the story, or I am not going to talk about anything else in this book, not even the twists, because I want you guys to go as blindly as possible, because in that way only you will be able to enjoy this book. If you want to read a slow thriller that has the concept of locked room mystery, then definitely you can go and check this out. But also keep this in mind that this is a decent thriller. here, it will not be a dead drop moment for you where you will just close the book and you will go on a spiral of emotions thinking about what happened. That's not going to happen in this book. But if you want to experience a thriller like this, definitely you can go and check it out. I am going to go and sleep, guys, because I'm so exhausted. There has not been a single day that I have been awake till this time and read and finished a book. So definitely this was a first, and my brain is feeling a hangover, and I just want to go and rest my mind, my brain, so that I can pick up a new novel with the same enthusiasm tomorrow morning. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, and it will be the last day of the third week. So I'm very excited for that. I'm very excited to read a holiday romance tomorrow. So I'll see you guys then. Bye. Good morning, lovely people. This is the last day of the third week of December, and today is the perfect day of me starting a holiday romance. So I started reading Santa's Overboard. Look how cute the cover of this book is, and the cover itself is an indicator that this is a perfect holiday rom-com. Currently it is 10:30 a.m. in the morning, and since it is Saturday, it is my holiday, and hence I got a lot of time to read this book. I am almost halfway through this novel. I am currently at chapter 10. Basically, I will be starting this chapter, but now I do have an idea about what this book is. So let me tell you guys a little bit about this story. The setting of this book is in a charming riverfront town called the Potomac Shores in Virginia. Once I got introduced to this small town, I instantly started getting vibes of cozy homes, festive decorations, and a strong sense of community that you do get to see when you are reading a small town romance. The main female character of this book is Katie Young, who is vibrant and resilient, and instantly when she was introduced, I got connected with her. She is the captain of the annual Christmas boat parade, and since holidays are here, Katie is brimming with excitement. She is running around doing all of the arrangements necessary for the event to go as seemingly as possible. Her friends are obviously there to support her and help her, and they are adding more layers to the story that I am really liking. Also, now coming to the romance of this book, amidst all of the things that are happening about the event and surrounding the event, Katie is also experiencing a blooming romance with a scientist, which is definitely adding a sweet anticipation of romance to the story. However, even after everything was going so fine, something happens during the event and everything turns upside down. So in this book, I am excited to see what happens after the unexpected turn occurs and how Katie and her friends overcome this thing. And I am also excited to see what happens to the romance within all of this chaos. So first things first, that I'm really liking in this book is not only about the romance. This book has a main plot going on, and the romance is the subplot. So it is not that cheesy as I was expecting this book to be, which I'm really liking because I have been reading a lot of romances in this challenge, and the last thing I need is a cheesy romance that will cringe me up. So I'm really happy. However, I do have to go now and start reading this book so that I can finish this book as soon as possible, and I'll see you guys in the evening with the update. Till then, stay tuned. Bye. Hi guys, welcome to the final day of the third week of this challenge. I am so freaking happy today because I only have 1 week left to finish this challenge. I am quite consistent with my reading, and since this is the season of Christmas, I am so happy to say this to you guys that I really loved reading this book. It is currently close to 11 p.m. I was taking my sweet time to finish this book, and I have given this book 4 stars. Now let's talk about this Christmassy rom-com novel super quick. This book is filled with holiday cheers and holiday traditions, making this book a perfect escape during the holiday season. The characters of this book were the main highlight for me. They felt so genuine and so relatable, and from the very beginning, I got emotionally connected to everyone. There were also some heavy topics that were covered in this story, like divorce, grief, and the anxiety during the pandemic. Also, I really loved to know the Ukrainian Christmas traditions. I was completely unaware of those things, and it was so nice to know something new about a completely different culture. This book talks about resilience, female friendships, and how we can suddenly find love when life is full of challenges. Also, I have to tell you that the length of this book was perfect. It did not feel like the book was stretched. It was perfect length for me, plus the pacing of this book was also amazing with respect to my taste. However, I do feel like there were a few areas of improvement. First of all, this book makes the feeling of people during holiday season and people during during the COVID-19 season. Not season, a pandemic, right? And obviously, people don't feel the same things when these two topics are in concern. And when these two topics were interconnecting, the storyline was disrupting a little bit, and that was kind of a weird sensation when I was reading the book. Also, on the other hand, I did find the main female character to be a little over the top, but apart from that, I do not have any complaints from this book. This was a beautiful, beautiful holiday read for me, and I am so glad that I got a chance to read a holiday romance novel during the holiday season. So now I am done with my reading update. The last 2 brain cells that I have left will be spent on reels right now. So I'll just go and sleep for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow with the closing segment of this video. Till then, stay tuned. Bye. Hi guys, welcome to the closing segment of this video, and I am so happy with all of the reads this week apart from the Iron Raven, and I am so glad that I thought of switching the books and I ended up loving this book. So God is doing me a favor and I am really loving that. And this week definitely is the top week for me with respect to reading. I finished reading all of these books and a Kindle book, and I will recommend you guys to read every single book that I talked about in this video. I read quite a lot of different books in this week. This was a romantasy. This book was a romance novel, but it had some really good themes going on, and not only romance, this book also teaches about adulthood. This book was a beautiful, beautiful thriller, and I am still in awe with this one. This was a sweet romance novel that had time loop concept with it, and this book was a translated thriller fiction, and I loved it as well. And the Kindle book was the perfect Christmas read that I was absolutely looking for. So thank you so much guys for joining in for this challenge, and I am almost done with this challenge. I only have a few days left, a little bit over a week. So I am having 2 feelings right now. One, I am feeling a little bit sad because I am reading 31 books, okay, which is not normal for me. I generally end up reading 10 to 15 books per month, and this was huge. I have definitely made a dent on my TBR, but also on the other hand, I am quite exhausted guys. So I also cannot wait for this challenge to end. I hope you guys are enjoying watching this challenge. If you're enjoying watching me doing this challenge, then please consider subscribing because it really, really motivates me a lot. And if you enjoyed watching this video, please drop a comment and like this video. I'll see you guys in the next week with new reads, and the final week of December is gonna be a blast. So definitely wait for that. Till then, turn those pages and start reading. Bye!